I've been watching those old Kenny matches for my retrospect, and I can't tell you how much I miss crazy-eyed, like, I am very likely a psycho/sociopath Kenny Omega, and I swear, when he comes back, I'm just gonna welcome him with open arms, like a long-lost child. Because like that... Yeah, just every time he has a match and he comes to the ring, and I was just like, this is why I fell in love with wrestling. Like, this right here. Like, I was reminded of why I'll always be a Kenny Omega fan.
Meanwhile, on this week's AEW, he's just staring at an action figure of himself that does not look like him, being like, it's me, guys! I'm like, no, it's not, Kenny. It don't look like you at all.
It's me, Kenny!
Did you see the Evil Uno tweet where he's like, I've been told that mine is twice the size of everyone else and has 4 additional points of articulation to show off my outstanding flexibility.
Welcome to Fight Boys, the show about professional and not so professional wrestling. I am your host, Scottye Moore.
Nothing else?
Nope, that's
really?
it.
That's it? What?
I'm shocked by your humility, the Dylan.
I'm dumbfounded by this utter display of incompetence, Blake Tanner.
I've had 2 hot toddies tonight, so it's gonna be a real fun energy that the show has because I'm also a little sick.
Why am I the designated podcaster every time?
Hey, you know what the funny thing is? You always have been, and you even are on podcasts that you're not a part of.
Not only that, even if Dylan does drink, he's the designated podcaster, because he's a bit like Andre the Giant, where Dylan will come on. Yeah, I drank like 5 bottles of Old Forester earlier. I'm fine. Do we want to do the show? Or what the fuck? How are you not dead? I'm good. I'm all right.
Meanwhile, I get 1 drink in, and I forget about everything we're talking about. I had so many things planned that I wanted to talk about wrestling-wise, I cannot remember a single goddamn thing.
By the way, do we have, for the day that we go to, like, Disney Springs, I want you to know, that's the day we have to take an Uber.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my boy. I know. I remember the past. I remember things that happened those days. So anyways...
I had not eaten properly that day. I feel like I gotta prep this time.
Yeah. So anyways, wrestling happened, I guess.
How many...
We always do this on the one where we missed a week. We're always just like, oh, that's right, wrestling. That's right. Shayna Baszler's now a vampire.
What the fuck?
Drew Galloway just kicks people's heads off for fun.
Oh, dude.
Samoa Joe hurt himself filming a commercial.
Oh, yeah.
And
Randy Orton killed a man. Again.
Randy Orton legitimately killed a man. Killed him twice.
So where do we want...
Killed him so well one week that they made the decision they wanted him to die a second time. It was like if you made a sequel to Passion of the Christ.
Passion 2.
What do we want to do? We want to start with the fact that Drew McIntyre quickly became one of the biggest babyfaces WW ever had in the span of like 2 weeks. Cause it was already there. So the week where he started doing the 1, 2, 3, and then claymoring people, that's when you knew he was turning. Yeah.
Because he was getting crowd interaction. Because he was already getting people behind him because they let him do actual promos, and he was getting across his, like, I'm a sexy Scottish man, also, destroy you gimmick.
Well, he's such a fun dude that having him be the brooding Scotsman for like 3 years, it works to an extent, but it's even better when he comes out on fucking the VIP lounge, is like, I'm the sexy Scotsman, then kicks off MVP's head and then just starts doing fake dunks in the middle of the ring. I'm like...
The bit where he just walked through the velvet, like, just kicked the velvet rope thing, he's like, sorry, brother, that was an accident.
I fucking love how he just makes it work. Like, he's gone from he started out as just this intimidating fucker who kicks your head off to just floundering into nothingness, and now he's just the coolest dude!
He's so fucking cool, I don't even care, man. And he's laying into the sexy Scotsman gimmick. He'll full on like Shawn Michaels rip his coat off in the middle of the ring, and I'm like, I can get behind this, I don't even care, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm there, man.
But by the way, do you know what's not sexy? Watching somebody try to vampire kill Becky Lynch, that was not necessary in my life.
Oh, I like it because it was the ultimate. If anybody was like, oh, I called that this was gonna happen, because that's what I said. I was like, okay, this is the end of the Asuka-Becky feud. Shayna's gonna come out, attack Becky, end of it. And WWE saw that and said, bet you don't think she's gonna fucking bite the shit out of her, though, because that's what she did.
By the way, can we take a moment to talk about how this next Elimination Chamber for the women is like the least full of surprises ever?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh man, I wonder who's gonna win out of the people that are already in a main event feud with Becky Lynch and these 5 other people I put in here.
It's like, because if you think about last year, like the men's Elimination Chamber, we were all pretty, like, we were there. We knew Bryan was winning, but
then Kofi happened.
And then you're like, oh god, are they gonna do it? Oh no, they're gonna do it at Mania, yes!
But there's
gonna be nothing. There's nothing like that for the women, and
there's no Kofi in this situation.
There's no Kofi in this situation. And is Kyrie in this? I didn't actually see who was in it.
I think Kyrie's in it, yeah.
Okay, if Kyrie doesn't do an insane elbow off one of the pods...
Yeah. Well, see,
that's all I want out of this match. I want Asuka backfist somebody so they fall down, and Kyrie just like... It's like a last hurrah salute before she jumps off that bitch and kills somebody.
Oh, Kyrie's so good.
The issue is the fact that everyone who gets into the ring will be bit by Shayna Baszler, who will eventually turn them to her dark vampire call. And then by the time the 6th person enters, they've got the 4 vampires they have to fight, and then they have to fight the alpha vampire that is Shayna Baszler. It's gonna be a tough ordeal for them.
Do we want to take bets on if her frickin' entourage makes it to the main roster?
I don't think so. I don't. I really... Unless because they were technically the other 2 4 horsewomen, right? Like...
Yeah, the MMA 4 horsewomen.
Because for a while I was like, when are they going to hire the other 2? Oh, they already have, and they've just used them as Shayna's cronies. That's cool. I feel like the only time they'll get called up is if Ronda comes back and they do finally pull the 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen match. But other than that, I think right now Shayna is just going to be full on the person who's going to go on the main roster, kick everyone's ass, and probably be the one to dethrone Becky.
By the way, I don't think she will.
Okay.
I'm with you. I've got a bet on Bex, but that's for a few weeks from now.
Yeah.
That's for our drunken podcast before Mania episode.
Oh God.
Where we gotta, we have to make those picks shit-faced. That has to.
When are we gonna have to do that episode?
We're gonna have to do that the night you get here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
We're gonna have to get shit-faced, and then we're gonna have to sober up enough to go to Tampa the next day, and then come home and get shit-faced, and then do the same thing the next day for spring break, and then the next day... Actually, we only have to go to Lakeland on Saturday. And then Sunday we just drink all day because WrestleMania.
Yeah. I'm so glad you know this schedule because, like, you guys just pointed, like, I want these tickets, and I bought them, and I have no other standing in this. I just bought the tickets.
Yeah, so Thursday's Bloodsport, Friday's Joey, Saturday is... Supercard, and then Sunday is... WrestleMania.
We're gonna keep talking about this every single week, aren't we? Also, we can say Shayna has joined the group of people that Sexy Chucky T hates because she also got to say shit on television this week.
It's okay. Orange Cassidy only saved Trent in that battle royal, and then Trent hugged Matt Jackson.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, fuck me then, huh?
Well, my favorite is someone on Twitter tweeted Shayna, I don't mind if you pull something like this, but my kids were watching, and if you aren't going to keep it PG, you should say so. At which point, Shayna just had a back fist ready and was like, or you could be a father and tell them that I am a terrible person and they shouldn't like me for that. Or that they'll get grounded and their tablets taken away if they ever do that. Because I don't give a crap about your kids, so I won't modify my behavior for them.
Yeah.
Fuck,
She's doing such a good heel move, dude.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler was a terrible MMA fighter, but she is a great professional wrestler.
Oh, yeah. Peppy little spit fuck Shayna Baszler.
I mean, I love that every MMA character gets a gimmick of, I don't give a shit about your kids.
Yeah.
Matt Riddle might give a shit about your kids if they have weed.
Oh, man, Matt Riddle loves me, finally.
Also, Matt Riddle and Randy Orton, begrudging respect.
I loved that tweet so much. It was after the Broserweights win, so I guess the Broserweights are a thing now.
Yes.
And
and I'm so fucking happy. Did you see their vignette of them having to stow away on Triple H's private jet?
Oh, it was so good. I loved it. I hate it because it's making me enjoy Matt Riddle, but fuck, it's so good. I love it.
Look, I'm at
Just
the point.
enjoy it for Pete Dunne. Just enjoy it for Pete.
The fact that Pete is playing the perfect straight man where he's just like, I just want to break people's fingers.
Can I please just break some fingers? That's all I want.
My
please.
favorite was they were road tripping.
Yeah.
And like Matt was like, you have to drive on the other side of the road. This isn't foggy old London. I was like, I'm not even from London.
Oh man.
He's like, then he does it again. He's like, listen, I'll do whatever you say. Just never do that voice again.
Yeah. Which he would probably say to the three of us right now.
Yeah, whatever.
Speaking of TakeOver, by the way, fucking Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai are stone cold killers. I don't know what it is about long-standing rivalries starting between best friends, but they beat the fuck out of each other worse than anyone in existence, because those two went at it for that show.
That's why I think that's one of the most important things in wrestling. If you build a good friendship storyline, those are the best fucking matches.
Oh yeah.
I forget who it was. I was on a podcast one time, but they were talking about like, listen, if you're in a match with somebody, like that's fine. If you're in a match with your friend, you will beat the shit out of them 5 times harder.
Because you know what they'll take, and you know what they'll give up.
Yeah, my favorite being Jimmy Havoc whenever he did Rockstar Spud, because I'll always call him that, did his show for High Spots, talked about, he's like, he talked about like, Zack Sabre Jr. has kicked me harder, like hit me harder, and done more damage than I've gotten in actual fights.
Yeah.
It's like, you know how old school guys talk about giving receipts and stuff?
Yeah.
It's like, that whenever they talk about giving someone a receipt, it's like, you know, they didn't like each other. With the rest of it, with this now, it's just like, dude, we're such good friends, we can beat the shit out of each other.
It's not
I know you'll forgive me for this.
It's not a normal receipt. It's a CVS receipt that you're getting in a match like this.
That's what Gargano's giving Ciampa.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get into that. We'll get into that later now. Don't you worry about that.
Can we talk about how great Finn Balor is? Is Finn Balor on here later? Finn Balor's great.
Oh,
Finn Balor's the fucking tops, man. Also,
I miss the Prince. I missed him so much.
Did we just give up on not doing predictions for the last takeover? Because I forgot about it until it happened.
We didn't record. That's what it was. We didn't record for it.
We don't do every takeover. We just do every pay-per-view, and normally takeovers are on the same weekend.
Yeah.
Every big pay-per-view, yeah.
Well, hold on. Screw it. Let's just do it right now. I think Dakota Kai's gonna win that match. I think Finn Balor's gonna go after Johnny Gargano. I don't know, guys. It's a toss-up for a lot of these. I don't know about these predictions.
You know what, Scottye?
I'm pretty sure all of us would have picked it the way it went.
Oh, yeah. It was
I think we might have been split on the main event. I think one of you might have picked the bald fucker, but...
I would have picked the bald fucker, no doubt. That's where I was at the whole time. Even though the whole match I was sitting there going, this is just fucking the Johnny Gargano Adam Cole match from last year, where they do literally everything to murder Ciampa and he kicks out of all of it.
Who was it recently that sent out a tweet that was talking about, it's like, Oh, it was Matthew from Botchamania.
Yeah.
And he said something along the lines of like, you know what, I might be getting old, but fuck, I can't stand just the matches where everyone kicks out of everything. And
it's really hard to have energy at the end for the big fuckinator that they hit because I'm just
it's right. I mean, I understand because this has been something we've been seeing, especially in WWE for a long time. It's like
it's NXT.
Well,
it's Gargano's fault.
Yeah, but like especially WWE, like they have to have finishers that end matches, and as long as you have that stipulation from a corporate level, all of your cool shit that you're doing is prolonging the inevitable.
Yeah. I feel like the ultimate multiple finisher kickout died during that John Cena Rock rematch at WrestleMania 29, where it was rock bottom, he kicks out, people's elbow, reversed, attitude adjustment, kicks out, fucking 5-knuckle shuffle. But I played the game, and played one of the games where it takes you through that rivalry. During that match, many of the goals you have to hit are reverse finishers, reverse finisher, reverse finisher, and then end the match, and that's how it goes.
I think the last good time I had during a match like that was Adam Cole Johnny Gargano, because it was my match of the year, but I can understand why people don't like the kickouts.
Yeah, that one got old for me, but it was still a good fucking match, I'm not gonna lie.
I think it started with what was it? It was Gargano's first attempt at the title.
Yeah.
That was it, because that had a lot of, or no, I think it was the one where he won it and he kicked out of 18 things, and then every Gargano match he just did more and more.
Yeah.
And now everybody feels they have to. So when everyone is Gargano, no one is Gargano.
Yeah, and it's the thing, it's because I love Gargano so much.
Yeah.
Johnny fucking wrestling, man. But when everyone's doing his gimmick, it ain't his gimmick no more.
Yeah, exactly.
You know who's not doing his gimmick? Balor.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Balor was one and done.
The last thing about Gargano, and it's my favorite thing, is I think someone was watching it with their, grandmother or something and tweeted, "You're gonna need a fucking shotgun to put this kid down. Nothing's gonna take him out otherwise." I'm like, yeah, that's how he's been booked, basically.
So, AEW has been pretty good on the main show.
Oh, well, one last thing before that. WWE has possibly come out with who their Undertaker opponent's gonna be for this year, and I don't get it. I'm sorry.
Is it Elias?
No, that's Cena. They're trying to do
Boom,
Cena
they
and
don't want
Elias.
none. They don't want none.
Yeah, there you go. It's allegedly going to be the Phenom versus the Phenomenal One, AJ versus Undertaker, and I'm like,
I mean, I'll take it. If there's anybody you want working with the Undertaker at his advanced age, wouldn't you want one of the top 5 wrestlers currently
And that's
working?
the general consensus right now, is that they want someone to get a good match out of Taker, and guess who can get a good match out of a fucking Rock? Not the Rock, but a Rock.
Though at this point, maybe The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? It's been a while, huh?
I
I mean, Goldberg's wrestling The Fiend for some fucking reason, and Hulk Hogan wants to get in on it.
Fuck.
Yes, roll your eyes, Scottye. Now you know how I feel.
I was so excited because they just signed Killer Cross, and then they're like, Goldberg's coming out. I'm like, I know it wouldn't happen, but wouldn't you love Goldberg going out for his entrance? The pyro hits. Killer Cross with Scarlett Bordeaux just suddenly beats the shit out of him. Amazing new entrance. Instead, Goldberg's like, heard a lot about this Fiend figure, and I got flashbacks to Kevin Owens versus Goldberg a couple of years back, and I was like, don't you fucking dare, WWE. I swear to God, don't do this.
No, I think the Fiend is gonna kill Goldberg. I think that's gotta be how this ends.
And then I get to watch the Fiend jackhammer people, and that's fucking great.
Oh, that would be such a great gimmick, is if with every person he destroyed, he took their finisher.
I mean, he got the mandible claw that way.
Well, yeah, but you don't see the Fiend go into the top rope and coup de grace motherfuckers, though, which would be...
Listen, if he shotgun drop kicks somebody, I want you to eat your fucking words.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, so yeah, AEW fucking
Oh, hold
killed
on,
it.
really quick, though. I will say, I fucking love the Seth Rollins segment.
Which one?
His Prophet segment this week.
Oh, fuck. I spoiled on Seth. I've developed a tolerance to Seth bullshittery where I don't care about it anymore. I can't wait for it to be over, because I do genuinely love Seth, especially as a heel. I gotta get past the bullshit of last year.
Yeah, his Monday Night Messiah stuff is helping with that.
Yeah.
Where's Kevin Owens getting all of these allies? Like, he just spawns them. Where were these fuckers when Matt Hardy died?
It's like, you know what? We all knew this was going to happen at some point or another. And also, he did not renew his contract. He's gone. Let's just help Kev.
Yeah, no, but, like, I know part of it's because Samoa Joe got hurt, so they couldn't, like, they were like, oh, we need to put new people into this feud. But, like, there had to be other people.
I don't know. I'm happy the Street Profits are getting, like, an important storyline, if nothing else. And my favorite part of the whole bit was after they take everybody out, Montez Ford starts doing the Ultimate Warrior thing and does not fucking stop. He's staring down the hard cam and will not stop until it finally cut to, like, fucking replays of the match.
That's because that's like Montez's thing, right? Like, he'll just fucking go.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the old, like, back when he was Kevin Steen versus Nakamura?
No, match? Oh, fuck, that sounds amazing, though.
Yeah, no, it's on their YouTube channel, but basically, Nakamura goes for good vibrations, where he, like, does the whatever shake, like, when he's got his boot on somebody in the corner, and Kevin Owens, with the boot there, stands up, puts it down, and says, stop that. And that's what I want him to do for Montez Ford, was just grab one of his arms, look him in the eye, and go, no.
Mm-hmm.
That's because the best thing about Kevin Steen on the Indies was the fact that he was the wrestling anti-joke. He was able to play a straight man so good that he put down everyone else's shtick to the point that it was so fucking funny.
Mm-hmm. My favorite thing about Good Vibrations, by the way, is after he turned heel, they just started calling it Bad Vibrations. They were like, he's bad now, so that's not Good Vibration. It's my favorite shit in the world. Like when Daniel Bryan went full on no instead of yes. So the yes kicks,
the no lock.
It became the no lock. Those became the no kicks. I'm like, I get it. It's part of the gimmick, but it's so fucking dumb. But I love it.
Oh man, there's a point that reminds me, since I'm doing some research for my Bryan episode of Wrestling History X. But I want to get a point where we do a wrestling history all together, where just like one of us has all the information and the other two just riff off of it.
Oh no, that's the plan. It's gonna be every 4 we rotate. So me, Dylan, you, then all 3 of us discuss a bigger topic, and then it goes back to the top.
Oh fuck! I have to find a second one. I thought this was a one and done. Shit, I didn't plan ahead. No. I don't have anything else, guys. This was it. I had one love in life, and now it's over.
I think Wrestlemania is what we're going to do for our first, like, all 3 together, and just talk about our favorite Wrestlemanias and talk about the cards. But anyways, AEW, let's finally talk about it, because they killed it this week.
Yes.
Well, hold on. Let's
go. Cowboy shit.
What it is fucking... Because they were facing the Lucha Bros this week. Adam Page's card came up, and it was something in Spanish, and then it just
How do you say yeehaw?
How do you say yeehaw? But it was in Spanish. I fucking loved it. But before...
That match slapped so fucking hard.
That match was great. Let's go back to last week, though, because we didn't... I really think the only thing to bring up is the Riho-Nyla match, because I skimmed last week's episode.
Watch a small woman die.
Oh, and my favorite part about it is the psychology, because Riho's thing is that she always tries to be clever and outwit, and, like, she usually will not...
She has to. Are you kidding me? She weighs the same as some wet paper towels.
So, yeah, exactly. So that's the gimmick, is she can't win with a finisher or by being vicious. That's all she tried to do the whole match. Like, she's hitting, like, the fucking... The Kenny suplex. I've already forgotten what it's called. Just, like...
The dragon suplex?
The dragon...
Snapdragon?
Yeah, the Snapdragon suplex. She hits, like, 3 of them on Nyla, and I'm like... So this is why you lost. You didn't try to roll her up or anything. You tried to outpower the native beast.
And it looked cool, but...
I loved how it happened, too, because it was right after Nyla went to hit the one-winged angel on Riho. Riho gets out of it. Snapdragon. It was a Snapdragon fucking party. It was amazing. Like, here's the thing. This is how I know that's a good match. Is I watched it today knowing the ending and having seen clips, still a good match. Any wrestling match that you can rewatch knowing the ending and losing all of that anticipation of who's gonna win, that's what makes it a good match, is if you can rewatch it and still enjoy it. And that's how Riho was.
That's how I knew the tag match this week was good, because I knew what happened. I only watched the last 5 minutes they put up on their channel, and I was just like, fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And it was great to see Nyla improving as much as she has.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because she's going beyond just, I'm a big, scary beast, to, having a little bit of charisma, having a little bit of swag to her. It's a whole lot better than what it was.
Which is going to be great, because she's now going to feud with Big Swole, and I'm so happy.
And Statlander. It's both of them.
I know. It's going to be Swole first, because they couldn't just take the belt off of Nyla right away. A couple people have to come, and then, Statlander's the final boss that finally does it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Statlander hit the fucking Big Bang Theory on Nyla Rose, because that's going to look fucking insane.
Yeah. But going back to tag matches, I did not expect much out of a tag team battle royal, because I don't expect much of any battle royal, because the first 5 minutes is always, there's just a lot of fucking people in the ring and I don't care. But the
Jack Evans jumping onto a pile of people who then fucking crowd surf him out of the ring.
Yeah.
Jack Evans from the outside now.
Uh-huh.
Or if you're a fan of JXT, the fact that every Battle Royal match isn't a Battle Royal match.
Oh, yeah. Well, my favorite was the fact that, what was it? It was when Trent was first about to get eliminated, and Orange Cassidy comes out from underneath the ring and catches Trent on his shoulders. Crowd, he's the hottest star in AEW, and all he has to do is be him. Because if they put a belt on him, it'd make no sense. Just keep letting him do him right now, and I don't think anyone would get tired of it.
That's the best thing about Orange Cassidy, is he just shows up.
Yeah, exactly.
They could be in the middle of another match with nobody else involved with him, and they just kick open a bathroom door, and he's
they just
chilling.
reach under the ring. They just reach under the ring for a ladder, and he's just on it for some reason.
The best is when it was Trent and who I think it was one of the Dark Order guys were fighting on the apron, going back and forth, and Orange Cassidy is just sitting there at ringside with his arms outstretched, ready to catch Trent if he fell. And then finally, once he realized Trent had it, his hands went up and into the pockets.
Yeah, no, that was great. That match was good because fucking Sammy Guevara died for the ending of that match. He's dead now. He's tweeting from the afterlife. He's gone.
Well, the minute Nick Jackson got eliminated, I was like, are they going to let Matt pull the Iron Man position and try to go to the... Because usually that's a Nick role, but instead they were like, no, Matt's going to do it. And in the middle of doing it, he's going to decapitate Sammy Guevara.
Sammy went up for a head thing. It was just the call of Andy, oh, it's dead. Between that and fucking Kenny sniping Phoenix out of a fucking twisting cross body.
Oh yeah, that was too much.
Kenny Omega and fucking headshotting Rey Fenix with V triggers. Name a better duo.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. Between that one last night and the one I saw on fucking New Year's Day, where I thought he had legitimately killed a man, I didn't think that was a worked sound. I thought Rey Fenix had just died.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
And then
AEW continues to be our saving grace in 2020.
Oh, that in New Japan.
And then, of course, Cody died for our sins as well by hitting Crossroads on Wardlow, who looks a lot less intimidating out of a suit. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Hits it on Wardlow, doesn't get the pin, looks at the top of the cage, and I went, this motherfucker is not.
And he did.
And he hit it this time. And Wardlow took all of that to try and save him. So, good on that man. Also, did you see he can jump like fucking 5 feet vertically?
What?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, he's got a ridiculous vertical. Like,
That-
his, like, fucking, like, MJF was just like, yeah, you want to mess with this? And he got up there, and I was just like, well,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
But yeah, I think
If he doesn't do that and then immediately do a moonsault at some point in his career, that's a waste of talent.
I will say Cody was my, like, sleeper babyface of the week, but my real babyface deserved a little bit more in my mind, but...
I don't know, man. Did you see the promo he cut after?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the reason he was almost there, because it's like, after everything went dark, he went out there to Atlanta, and he just expressed his love and care, and it was so fucking good.
And just the quote of the night being, someone earlier tonight asked me if I was going to jump off the top of the cage, and I said, this is Atlanta, of course I'm jumping off the top of that cage.
He's addicted to doing that spot. I don't think he's not done that spot in a cage match in the last, 3 years of his career.
What was the last... I'm trying to remember the last one, because I remember the last time that spot happened, but I cannot remember from when.
He did it in a match against Kurt Angle when he was on the Indies.
Oh, yeah.
And he bit nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I think we talked about it on the show because
was fucking empty.
it became a fucking viral video, I think, of just headlines saying, Cody Rhodes is dead. Cody's gone. He just fucking face planted in the middle of this ring.
There have been so many moments this year and last year where I've wondered, is there a genetic predisposition to just bleeding all the time whenever you want to?
Yeah.
And if
In
is...
the Rhodes family, absolutely.
It is the Rhodes
genetic.
family, 100%. Dusty, Cody, Dustin. If you tell them to bleed, they'll do it and they'll love it.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit, we didn't talk about this from AEW either, when Chris Jericho last week came out and was like, hey Moxley, fuck it, we know you're probably gonna beat the guy you stabbed in the eye last week. That's why we've got you an opponent for next week. A man who's traveled the world, and goes through this whole promo, and I'm sitting like, I don't know. Who could they have gotten? Maybe it's just some generic jobber they got. Jeff Cobb! And you can hear the audience, because the audience has a moment of like, wait, who? And then that moment of, oh, fuck, Jeff Cobb, oh no! And everyone in the audience at once goes, oh!
I was so excited until they explained that he was just doing it for one program because he wants to work in New Japan more.
Oh, really? I didn't...
No, Cody offered him a deal, and he wanted to work in Japan more. Everybody was like, why? His matches were shit. And I was like, that's why he wants to work in Japan more.
Yeah.
He clearly noticed that there's a hole in his game, and that hole is matches where he can't just throw people the fuck around like dolls.
Yeah. I do like
He's got to work on his house fight skills.
Yeah. Big men slapping meat.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
Because that's the thing, you can't just throw people around in Japan. You gotta hoss it.
You gotta hoss the shit out of it. All right.
I do like the fact that they didn't let Moxley do his normal, just comeback, hit a... I guess this one wouldn't have been the pickup paradigm shift, but still not hit a paradigm shift and end it. It was instead, okay, I gotta be clever, quickly hook the leg, turn it into a cradle, go for the pin, get the pin really... I like that. It was making sure that Moxley didn't turn into a one-note character. It showed him being a lot more clever.
Do we want to take bets on whether or not he comes out for his match? Jericho comes down, mocks him, and he just takes the eye patch off, and Jericho realizes he has both eyes and he's fucked.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. It's not as powerful as, when someone limps out to the ring and then throws away 2 crutches. That's a bit more powerful than just, I got both eyes. I think it'll probably happen next week. It'll happen before the program of Jericho coming out, trying to take out the eye again or something, and then Moxley revealing I got both eyes. I wouldn't do it on the show of, unless it was a very Undertaker slowly removing of the eye patch moment.
Although it would be a really good moment, though.
Yeah. So, in good news, Tama Tonga's moved on with his life, and that makes me very happy for him. Because
you know what? It's really good after a bad breakup to just move on.
Yeah, because...
Especially with the person he broke up with.
Let's see. Tama was asked about the Enzo situation when he joined the Wrestling Inc. Daily podcast. I was just as confused as you. The only difference was that I showed just how confused I was backstage to everybody and showed my frustrations. But I think we're good now. We've all smoothed it out. We're in a better place now, said Tonga. He added that there is a reason that Enzo is in the position he's in, and Tonga said he just needs to follow his gut and leave him alone. It was fun, I'm not gonna lie. I love going on social media and having fun, but now it's that time that I've got to take myself seriously and move on. Which, it's just a perfect backhand at the end of it. I need to be a grown-up now and stop dealing with your shit.
That's such a good burn, though. Like, it's just like, yeah, I had fun with this one, but I'm gonna just drop this side hustle and go for the gold.
It's like the Lego Batman movie where the Joker's trying to become Batman's villain throughout the entire thing. And then finally Batman's like, you're not my villain. I'm sorry, I don't care about you anymore. And Joker's like, what? No!
I have a lot of villains that
I like to go between a lot of villains, actually. I'm not just a one villain kind of guy.
You've got to really kill some people for that one. It's like, oh, you made Barbara Gordon paralyzed? I'm gonna fuck you up now. I'm Batman.
Yeah, that was in the Lego Batman movie, surprisingly. The scene where the Joker...
Yeah, they put the whole Killing Joke in it, man. It was crazy.
The whole thing.
The naked Jim Gordon with like psycho midgets and everything.
Compromised photos of Barbara Gordon. It's all there, baby. But you know who's all here in my heart?
Who?
Okay.
Who?
All of our patrons at patreon.com/aloadofbs. That's a website where you can go and you can support the Fight Boys and you get exclusive content like Wrestling History X, like we were talking about earlier. Shows like You Paid for This, where you can watch me and Blake watch terrible movies and commentate over them. We just did The Master of Disguise and it's real fucking bad. I didn't think it would be this bad, Blake.
There was a time where it legitimately broke me. Like, it broke me to a point that I was just screaming for a good couple minutes.
Oh, no. The best part was editing it because I don't have the video to know what's going on. All I hear is our reactions. So it's complete silence and then just, he's a fucking turtle! Why? Why is this happening? No! And if you want access to that and get shouted out on the show of your choice every single week, like that absolute motherfucker Ghazi and Eric Fulmer, the Patreon saints of Fight Boys, you can get it at patreon.com/aloadofbs. So Dylan, who are we annoying?
No, we should really. Tiger Hattori retired yesterday. We should really tweet at him. He's a good ref.
No, yeah, you're right, but man, this bit's becoming genuine, and I don't approve of every week us just being like, hey, we actually do very much appreciate everything Tiger Hattori did in his career. I'm not seeing Tiger Hattori. I do see Tiger Woods. Can I just say, hey, Tiger Woods, thanks for all the good time?
Actually, no. Tweet at Red Shoes, because I know he has one, and just put, don't you dare fucking retire.
Oh, can you look up Red Shoes' Twitter for me so I can do this?
You act like you don't have the phone in front of you.
No, I can't, but I am in the tweet world, so I can't actually look it up.
You minimize that when you get on Google.
Ah, son of a bitch, my phone's at 1%. You're about to fuck this whole thing up. Okay, Red Shoes. Probably shouldn't just look up the words Red Shoes. Yep, that's a bunch of red shoes. I don't know what
Shoes Uno.
Okay. And first thing that comes up is his Instagram, so I don't know if he's got, like, model status or anything, but...
By the way, Blake, why are you wearing a brawny man outfit? Did you come from a party?
Yeah, I'm really super absorbent.
That's just Blake's aesthetic. I don't know how...
Dylan, I am the plattest man on the planet. I know I didn't start with that, but...
Yeah.
Listen, I almost want to buy you WWE access just so you can go to Daniel Bryan and be like, we have to settle this.
Come now. I did not know that Shooter was Red Shoes' son.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I told both of you fuckers this at the beginning of the G1.
That's
You know what? I forgot about it.
That's so good.
Why do I tell you people anything?
No, that's during Dylan's New Japan corner, where I go over here and just sample whiskey the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about. But I do know that we're about to talk about some heels and baby faces of the week. Do we want to start with the good guys or the bad guys this week?
I want to start with the good guys.
Oh, I was like, that's not a fucking answer, Blake. You just clapped. That wasn't anything.
I had a mouthful of drink.
Drank.
Because it'll probably be quick, like most of my babyface and heels.
Yeah.
But, last week, it was on Valentine's Day, actually, looking at the tweet. And, this was shortly after Nyla Rose had won the championship, and, she had been celebrated by AEW and all this shit. But, as you can guess, there's a lot of shitty people that are fans of wrestling.
Hello, ladies.
A lot of shitty people.
Except for those kind.
But Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah! My boy!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Tweeted out on Valentine's Day, "Sick of this transphobia crap. My son is trans, and it saddens me to see so many hateful people on the attack. Get over yourselves and STFU hashtag keep stepping."
Yeah.
Dustin motherfucking Rhodes, who has had one of the craziest, career pathways in all of professional wrestling, where he started out as being, a dog whistle for LGBTQ phobia. He played the person that everyone was afraid because they were afraid he would fucking kiss them or something.
Yeah.
And he's coming out, he's talking about his trans son, and he is fighting the good fight. Dustin fucking Rhodes. And he can still go.
Yep. Cody also responded to, let's just say Val Venus, who was being an asshole. And Cody was straight up like...
He was being a dick, alright.
Yeah. And so he just goes, I mean, he's never gonna work for us or anyone adjacent to AEW, so I don't care what he has to say. It's just Cody going off about, he literally is like, Val Venus is kind of like the Disco Inferno of WWE. And at that point, I had to peel myself off of the ceiling because I jumped up from laughing so hard.
Oh, because with Cody, that's family, man. That's your nephew. And I think the Rhodes are a really good family, and they really understand just, a lot of different points of view. And they fucking get it, all of them.
Well, speaking of people calling out shitty people for doing shitty things, my babyface of the week did something similar, and that is former WWE Divas champion Eve Torres, who I liked Eve. I really did like Eve during her tenure. She's now gone on. She's married to... Which Gracie is she married to? One of the, famous judo Gracies, and she also is, big into judo and MMA. She tweeted out, "Happy President's Day. This is gonna be good. I look forward to having a president who doesn't grope or objectify women. I have taken pictures with thousands of men at military bases, at WWE events and signings, and very few have grabbed me and pulled me in as forcefully as the president did without knowing me. Of course, at the time, I believed it was my job to be eye candy in a photo for this supposed billionaire and play along. It's actually hard for me to see the photo because it reminds me of my beliefs about my worth at the time. Swipe to see what I mean." And then she tweeted a picture of just this absolute douchebag, and it is the gropiest grope I ever did see grope, as he's holding on to Eve, and I can't tell who that is from here. But here's where it gets good. This is where it gets juicy, because Eve also teaches, judo and MMA techniques. So it's a picture of Eve now, picture of Eve getting groped by a disgusting orange. Then the last one is a video teaching women how to not get groped. It's so fucking choice. It's Eve being if you want them to hug, accept the hug. If you want a handshake, hold out the hand forcefully and demand it. If they keep going, hand on chest. Go in for the side, multiple different techniques. And I was like, this is beautiful. I love this so much.
That's so good, Eve. That also reminds me of a tweet Nyla Rose put out right after she won the championship.
Yeah.
And that's like, so I heard I could get invited to the White House now. You gonna do that?
Oh, in chat, Ghazi, I believe that's Ghazi, says his babyface of the week is Effie because he put out a big gay brunch PSA where he said, if anybody
we will
homophobic...
beat you in the street until you bleed out if you say anything racist, sexist, homophobic, or misogynist. And he said this while wearing a studded pink leather jacket.
Oh, yeah, Effie ain't nothing to fuck with. Effie's terrifying, I'm not gonna lie.
Also, that was Tiny Taker Boy. Thank you, Tiny Taker Boy.
That's Ghazi. He's being his tiny boy persona because he does weird caw things online. It's fine.
Ghazi, you can't do this to me.
We call him Tiny Boy all the time, Blake. It's fine.
He's not. He is a tiny boy, actually.
All right, Dylan, on to you. Who was very good for you this week?
AEW Dark was fucking outstanding.
Yeah. No,
let's run through some of the great matches. 2 weeks ago, everything was pretty good. The Best Friends were on it. That was great. Jimmy Havoc came back. Jimmy Havoc also got a segment on the Road to series, which has been really good, actually.
Yeah.
Check that out when you can. But I don't know if you ever went and saw any of Jimmy Havoc's old stuff he did for Progress years and years ago. But he had one where he had basically fucking Dextered some dude in this house, like plastic wrap everywhere. He had like the Progress title. He basically he was in a room with that. There was clearly blood on his shirt from somewhere. And he just had like box cutters and mallets and fucking like all of that shit. And I was like, thank you. And his last words were he talking about like, I will take your heart out of your chest and I hope you suffer.
Oh, shit.
And it, like, I was just like, oh, they're doing it. And then he beat the shit out of Sonny Kiss. And that was good. He tap out too. Didn't fucking acid rainmaker. Straight tap out.
Oh, damn.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, it was so good. Yesterday was there was a Sheeta match. She did great. There was a Riho match against, some 4'10" Japanese Joshi wrestler, Nakashima. It was amazing. She's known as it translates to the 4'10" kaiju, so the 4'10" monster.
Oh fuck, that's choice.
Yeah, that chick from Fight for the Fallen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that was a really good match. And then this week happened where fucking Statlander had a match. I miss Statlander so much. It's so good. She's such a fucking powerhouse. Like, she just ran through the former LAX chick. And then Big Swole, who, like, I'm a huge fan of Big Swole. I'm so glad she's on, like, main TV now.
Oh, yeah.
Because just the swagger reminds me of this friend I have, like, down here. And I was just like, no, I've seen this energy before. This energy is amazing. And then the main event for yesterday was the Young Bucks, and that was whatever. Cause like, it was QT Marshall and all that, but it was just so good. Everything about that. There was one more match and I can't fucking remember. It's gonna fucking haunt me. Oh, the Jungle Express faced the Dark Order. That was fucking rad.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, dude. Every match that happens on Dark now is great. Like, they're like, tonight, like this week on Dark, this match, you're just like, well, I have to watch that. They don't have bad matches. Like, it just doesn't happen. Peter Avalon was in a match and I was invested.
Like, there are certain people or groups that are, like, they can put on phenomenal matches with anybody.
Yeah.
And that's like, they put them all on Dark for AEW because I think that will help with ratings and with viewership. And it's like, that's why AJ Styles is gonna be Undertaker's opponent, because he'll get a good match out of anybody.
Yeah.
Those are the people that you want being your workhorses.
And by the way, Statlander had a match against Shanna on this week's AEW, and the best spot in the entire match is Shanna boops Statlander boops Shanna. Shanna boops her back. And now they're booping back and forth as the crowd's going, yay, boo, yay, boo, boop, 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 until finally Shanna had to hit the elbow to end it. That was good. And bringing up Havoc actually also reminded me of the fact that they are already making Darby Allin an absolute badass when the fucking entire arena...
Darby Allin was a badass when he fucking came out with a goddamn body bag for Cody.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was good, but this week where they basically Undertakered him, like, whole arena went dark, then went even darker, which even commentary was like, how did it get darker? That's not possible. All the lights shut off, and then you hear that din, 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 and crowd goes insane as Darby Allin comes down to the ring and helps him clear house. It was a pop from me. It was a pop from everybody. It was a very good moment.
Oh, sorry. By the way, back to Dark. Taz is commentary. That's fucking great.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like TNA soured me on Taz on commentary so badly, but him with Excalibur is excellent. Like he has such a genuine reaction to everything. Also, my favorite match of those 2 weeks, Hybrid 2 versus the Best Friends, because the Hybrid 2 are underrated. Like, because there's just too much fucking talent, and like they're like kind of the jobber team. But Angelico is a great heel, and Jack Evans has the most punchable midget face you've ever seen in your life. And the shitty thing is he backs it up by being so fucking good at everything.
Jack Evans was in some weird, like, AAA video game, and I was scrolling through entrances to see the Jack Evans entrance, and I was like, that doesn't look like Jack, because the character models were terrible. So I'm like, that's not Jack, that's not. Then a guy comes out and just starts fucking doing, like, spin-a-roonies and breakdancing. I'm like, oh, there's Jack. That's where he's been this whole time. Actually, Cody, the same interview where he talked shit on Val Venus, they asked him who the most underrated performer they have. He goes, I hate that term, but Jack Evans. 100% Jack Evans is an amazing ball of talent. And I agree. I fucking love some Jack Evans.
That's why like I was like, oh man, I hope they really get a chance to like do character work of some sort, because like,
yeah, that's
Jack Evans just has natural charisma, and like Angelico's just there in his bodysuit, and they're just like, who's this dude with like almost a full morph suit?
Yeah,
and
that's the only issue I have with him right now. Is it's a full on like, who are they? They're just a bunch of neon green dudes who are really talented. That's all I know.
Oh, it's the Green Boys.
Yeah,
that's why I liked them when they were with Kip Sabian, and they were just the super bad hybrids.
Yeah.
It's like, that could have been a minor group. They need more of those. They need minor factions where it's just like, hey, like we team together.
And then you could have like minor factions come together, or a minor faction get absorbed into a bigger one and form alliances. Like,
yeah,
I do like that a lot. Also, speaking of Taz, they did bring out Taz for commentary on the Jeff Cobb match, which is the most logical pairing of anything in the entire world. Bring out the human suplex machine to look at this big-ass hoss who throws people around, and Taz the whole time, he's calling out moves that Cobb was not doing. Like, Cobb grabbed him in a full Nelson, and Taz was like, oh, he was going for the double underhook suplex, like this long-ass suplex title, but he dodged it at the last minute. And I was like, Taz, this is so good. Taz is a very good commentator.
Yes, and I think that's the thing. Like, once Taz is like Randy Orton. Once he turns it on, he turns it on.
Yeah.
But you gotta wait for it.
Yeah.
But speaking
that's
of
part that... That's why part of Dark is so good.
Yeah, but speaking of that diabolical heel, Randy Orton, let's get into our heels of the week. And I'll start because mine's simple, and it's Johnny fucking Gargano. Because here's what I wanted. And I know I can never get what I want in the world of pro wrestling, because it's pro wrestling. I want Ciampa win title, then Gargano come out and basically say, let's go have the match we never got to have when you got injured, me versus you for the title at Tampa. And that would have been it. And it would have been like, you could have like fun DIY back and forths, you could have teased heel turns the whole time, but it was always a match of respect. Nope, Johnny Gargano, the biggest babyface in the entire galaxy, just decided to fucking whack Ciampa in the dome piece and then walk away. and be like, well, we did it once with me as the babyface, you as the heel. Let's reverse the roles in a way that will probably not work.
Well, here's the thing, is that I'm pretty sure that Johnny can still remain babyface, because all he has to do is like look at Ciampa and go, you really thought I'd forgive you?
Yeah.
Legitimately, Ciampa just beat the shit out of him for 3 solid months. He's like, you think I'm just gonna water under the bridge that because you showed up on some crutches?
Yeah, somebody on Twitter straight up said that. They were like, Johnny Gargano did not just turn heel. He just turned true babyface.
Like the most intelligent babyface.
Yeah, exactly. I think other people were like, well, he did it because he knows he could never beat Ciampa, but he thinks he could still he knows he could beat Cole for the title, and that's the reason why he did it and stuff like that. But I'm still like, but you lowered the stakes of the eventual match, because I will never...
No. It's going to be a loser leaves.
Oh, that's right, because didn't Ciampa come out and say something like, neither of us can be here at the exact same time anymore, or something like that?
Yeah. They're going to send Johnny to the main roster, because Ciampa can't do the schedule because of his injury.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's legitimate said the travel will kill him. Or, like, the bumps, his neck won't be able to take it.
Yeah. So send Johnny up. I hope they bring Johnny up as babyface, though. I hope that's how this is going to end.
I think that no matter what,
he's going to become the new Shorty G. Yeah.
Yeah. He'll be there very soon after, because he has to be a babyface.
Yeah. He's full on like Ricky Steamboat, Kofi Kingston, almost impossible to ever consider him anything other than a babyface. Like that heel run he had was so... It happened and it was cool. We got to see heel DIY. But other than that, I didn't really care for him that much.
So on to my heel.
Well, hold on. Ghazi does have a good theory as well. He says he did it because he remembers how Ciampa was when he had Goldie, and he didn't want his best friend to be like that again. Yeah, I agree with that.
I can understand that, yeah.
Yeah, no. I reject that theory because Ghazi came up with it.
Okay. Actually, I've read ahead. Can Dylan go next? Because
No, Dylan needs to go last.
No.
Because my heel of the week is dumb fucker Baron Corbin.
What did he do now? Actually, can I just say Baron Corbin got over with me for the first time in existence, because I found... it was either on Instagram or YouTube, a video of Baron Corbin teaching people how to make steak while sipping a very good, expensive whiskey. And I'm like, fuck, we'd be cool, wouldn't we? Damn it.
You'd only care about the whiskey because, like, I don't care for the way he makes steak. So,
Is that why he's the heel of the week for you, is the steak?
I can toss it on top of that, but, Baron Corbin did say... People need to realize that and he's talking about Dave Meltzer,
yeah,
is a cancer to the entire wrestling industry, not just WWE. He inspires hatred to anything and everything he doesn't like or agree with. For example, I may not like a band, and that's fine, but what separates us is I don't have the continually bash them online to work to get others to hate them as well.
Do you want to take a second run at this one, buddy?
Yeah. What separates us is I don't have to continually bash them online or work to get others to hate them as well. I don't have time or energy to be that negative of a person. And what I have to say to that is, you don't listen to his fucking podcast, do you, bud?
No, he doesn't. He's damn right. That Meltzer's a cancer. All he does is say negative things about this fucking business. Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to save it while these motherfuckers killing kayfabe. And I'm telling you right now, I agree with Big Baron Corbin. I'm going to be his new manager.
Hey, Jim, sit the fuck down.
All right, I'll be over here.
Okay, good.
Eating a fucking well-done steak.
Well fucking done, dude! Like, what the fuck? What kind of animal are you? I would only feed...
We politely yet firmly ask them to leave.
Yeah.
I don't. I punch them in the face.
You effie them.
And then I burn their head till it's well done and see how it is. That
escalated quickly.
It did. I just
you don't like Baron Corbin. No, we can move on before you like blow a capillary.
No, I'm good now. I just don't like that his take on it is that somebody who's just like reporting what he hears and talking on a podcast where he's a pretty firm judge of everything.
And it's not like he's the most... Brian Alvarez is so much more opinionated than Meltzer is.
100%. Like, most of the bad things that I see people talking about Meltzer on, it's like, you do know that Brian said that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, Meltzer just likes wrestling, and he likes to talk about it, just like all of us.
Yeah.
You can't call him out as the one pivot point that makes someone hate a wrestler or not, or whatever. Baron, you're just not in a good place right now in your booking, and I understand that, but you can't take it out on Meltzer.
I would not argue that. I think Baron's in a very good place in his booking. He is the top heel of SmackDown, 110%.
He's not the good heel, though.
Well, I mean, that's the point. That's what a heel is. Also,
No. There's a good heel that makes you... Like Shayna Baszler. Baszler, I think, is a really good heel. Corbin is just like,
No, I've slowly come to love Baron as a heel. Strictly as a heel. And not as a steak man or a whiskey brother. But as a heel, he's the best person in this company at getting heat. As evidenced by the fact that we're currently all here like... Fucking Baron, you absolute piece of human trash.
Now, see, this is the point, though, where we get past, like...
I don't think about him at all.
See, that's why I think Dylan is the best judge of this, because, like, when I see someone calling out another person for something that's, like, just, like, tangibly wrong...
Yeah.
Then that just means they're or ill-informed, and that they're likely, in the case of Baron Corbin... as he has shown for his entire career, incredibly opinionated and stubborn, thus meaning that anything he says, good or bad, can easily be dismissed as bullshit.
You know what? Dylan said it better than I could. Fuck Baron Corbin.
Oh, also, Ghazi's heel of the week is now Dylan after his atrocious comments made against him.
Alright, so Dylan,
bring it on, you emo motherfucker.
I'ma sit down. Hey, Dylan, what's your heel?
Oh, I just did that to troll you because you asked for those Universal Hollywood tickets and then bitched. My heel of the week is actually...
Hold on. I didn't just bitch. I didn't fucking go. I straight up looked, went, I'm not gonna waste this good ticket on this.
We're leaving you at home when Blake and I go to Universal.
That's so cool.
Woot!
Anyway, my heel of the week is actually WWE for, like, writing a check I know they can't cash regarding WrestleMania. Because currently they have, like, 3 or 4 good matches, like coming down the pipe. They got the Shayna Becky, they got the Drew Brock. I'm even looking forward to the Roman, like, Fiend match.
Charlotte
Rhea.
Charlotte Rhea will probably be
Charlotte
good.
Rhea, yeah, exactly. They have all these matches, and, like, on paper, they look good. And then I remember every WrestleMania in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And I remember how over 7 hours, nothing is good.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. And, like, I know that that's what's going to happen. It's 7 hours, yet there's never good pacing for any match. You'd think given that much time, they could fucking pull it off, but by God, no. Like, last year looked really good on paper, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that go? How'd that go outside of the Kofi match? You remember any other match on that card except the main event because they fucked up the ending? Do you? No, you don't. You don't. Because it was 7 fucking hours. It ended the next goddamn day.
I legitimately don't remember it.
Did you see where they had to edit a Becky segment for like one of their 24s they did, because they did WrestleMania 35 24, so it was the full day, and they had already done one on Becky during that exact same day, and in that one she's like, I don't know, they said it'll probably end at like 1 a.m. I'm just kidding, it's not gonna go that long. And then later in the other one they put in a completely different clip where she says, oh no, I'm gonna go off at like 10 or 11 probably, basically trying to say, no, we didn't know the show was gonna go that long at all. Nah, you fucking did. You did. Don't lie to me, WWE.
Oh yeah, I want you to know I'll probably end up going to bed before WrestleMania ends that night. I got work the next day. I'm not fucking...
Yeah. We gotta catch a flight.
Like that's the thing. I know we're all gonna be drinking, and we'll probably get like 4 matches in, and then it's just gonna be like, nah, fam. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head out.
There will be a point where it pans over to me in the night with like half a glass of whiskey in my hand, and I will be asleep on whatever couch I'm on.
Oh no, part of me was like, why don't we do like a live watch with the Fight Boys watching WrestleMania? And then I went, no, because we'll give up. We will stop halfway through this shit.
We will get there. We'll get there, and we're just like we'll just be like, tap, tap. Made it 7 in. Made it 7 in. Personal best. Personal best.
We all pass out on the couch like 7 hours into the stream. WrestleMania's over. Dylan's roommate just walks in the room like, what the fuck's going on? Why are you all dead?
I made it to the point where they made Lacey Evans the SmackDown champion, and then I just threw in the towel. I had my manager throw in the towel for me. I was unresponsive.
The year was 1969. The U.S. was in a race to the moon against the USSR. What they didn't expect, however, was to find their real enemies not waiting in Russia, but instead on the very moon they were aiming for. 50 years later, and our world is still at siege from enemies beyond our stars. And that's where the Space Marines come into play, and let me tell you something, I'm one of the best. The name's Dane Armstrong, the world's greatest Space Marine, and the man who's come to save your asses.
Not really. Join the BS Network as they head straight into the stars for Deviant, an audio drama featuring action, adventure, space piracy, and karaoke?
Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa!
Hop aboard and fly with us into the stars every other Sunday on this Deviant.
Living on a prayer.
So, boys, we've talked WWE, we've talked AEW, we've talked about a lot of pro wrestling, but there's one pro wrestling organization we've yet to go to, and that is the JWF. So I suggest we turn things over to Captain Tibbs and Silver Spoon for another episode of JWF Monday Night War. JWF Monday Night War. I'm your host, Silver Spoon, joined as always by a man who has no expiration date. It's Captain Tibbs.
I actually do, but I never let anybody know what it really is.
That's all right, Tibbs, and we are firmly on our way to the expiration date pay-per-view, where we are going to have some amazing matches. Announced last week, the VWO, the team of the Hammerman, and Justin and Griffin Clouds are going to be taking on the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys, and a man who's coming out of retirement, Spider, the Longhorn Lockhart. And Tibbs, I know you got a history with Spider. How do you respond to this momentous announcement?
Well, Sills, as you know, it's hard for somebody to keep out of retirement once they decide to go into it. Case in point, this guy right here. But also, Spider Lockhart can go eat his own asshole. He's an asshole.
Well, all right then, Tibbs. But in addition to that match, we are also going to have the vicious Expiration Chamber match where 6 men enter that demonic, hellacious structure of your own machinations, and they are fighting for the biggest prize in the business, the JWF World Heavyweight Championship. And we already know the World Heavyweight Champion Momoa Curry is going to be in this match. We know that Funky Flossie, the Funk Man, Rat Boy Connor, Guy Fieri, we've got so many amazing names announced for it, Tibbs, but in tonight's main event, we're going to find out who will be the 6th man as Felix Ball takes on Blake Tanner in a match that's going to be absolutely not missed, Tibbs.
Can't wait to see it, Sills. Let's see what happens.
But right now, coming down to the ring right now are the team that I just talked about, the VWO, the Cloud Clan. Of course, we know they've had a long history in the JWF. When you think of the JWF Tag Team Championships, it's almost synonymous with the VWO, but of course, they lost those titles in a Texas street fight at the Regal Rumble to the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys. And Tibbs, let me tell you something, they do not look happy as they come down to the ring.
No, not at all, Sills. I love it when teams make big declarations against the other one. Oh, yeah.
That's right, and they're in the ring right now, and they might have some response to their match at expiration date. And of course, about Spider Lockhart coming out of retirement. Let's have a listen.
6 months. Barely half a year has passed since Spider Lockhart has decided to hang up his boots and retire from the sport of professional wrestling. And I think it's an honorable thing, honestly. I mean, wrestling isn't a hard thing to step away from. But Spider has made the right and true...
Griff, yeah, Griff, he's not actually...
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, he's coming out to face us. Like, he's gonna be the 3rd man in the match.
God damn it. Okay, hold on. Well, it has just been revealed to me that apparently Spider Lockhart is coming out of retirement to face us. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, right. Cool. Nice. Neat. So basically, the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys are so terrified of us taking back those titles that they have decided to bring in a ringer, if you could even call it that, to fight us. They thought that there was no way that the VWO could survive a JWF legend like Spider Lockhart. Really? That's great. Of course, 100%. But here's the issue. You might be bringing a legend, but we're bringing a goddamn Hammer Man. And it's really just truly cute how you 3 like to parade around and talk about your brotherhood that you've all formed together, how great you became with drinking buddies, going out and all that. But here's the thing. There is no bond in this world that is stronger than blood. And we've bled and sweat and cried in this ring more than you could possibly imagine. So you might have one legend coming to face us at the Expiration Chamber, but we've got 3 full-fledged legends. We've got the legend of the most powerful pro wrestling family in existence. 3 brothers who banded together to prove that this company, that we are the best. The legend of the VWO. So you know what, Southern Boys? You bring everyone that you want. You pull every single person out of retirement that you can think of, and it won't matter, because you took something that belongs to us, and we're gonna get it back. And we're gonna put Spider Lockhart back into retirement so that he can't come out of it.
Well, Tibbs, strong words there from Griffin Clouds, and it looks like the VWO are focused and ready ahead of this match. And let me tell you something, I got to agree with Griffin. I mean, the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys might have brought in Spider Lockhart for this match, but the VWO has brought in the Hammerman, a former JWF Tag Team Champion, former JWF Captain's Champion. I mean, the Hammerman's legacy, it writes itself. And I got to think the Southern Boys got to be scared ahead of this match.
Mello himself is the best thing ever. I just can't with the Hammerman. He's gonna be the hammer of a generation, honestly. He's gonna be the hammer that defines us all, and he's gonna be the hammer that could win this match for the VWO.
That's right, Tibbs. And let me tell you something right now. That's going to be an amazing match that can only be found on the expiration date pay-per-view coming out in just a few short weeks. But in addition to that, there is, of course, as we mentioned before, the Expiration Chamber match. Multiple men have become legends because of this match. They have went into that match and they have come out heroes in the eyes of the JWF universe, but it's, of course, destroyed men's careers. The Expiration Chamber match, it's nothing to sneeze at. Tibbs, tell me about it.
All right, Sills. 2 people start, and the other 4 are in these big old pods, filled with non-inherent gases, like argon, and they can barely breathe. Every few minutes, another person is released at the very height of their full adrenaline rush, to where they want nothing more than to survive.
Tibbs, you never told us about the argon in the pods before, Tibbs.
Can't breathe in the pods, Sills.
All right, Tibbs. Well, let me tell you something. One man who's certainly looking to make a legacy as he enters this match is the man known as Funky Flossie, a huge standout in our developmental territory, JXT. He came to the main roster just a few short months ago, but he has made a huge splash. The kids love him. Huge fan of the Funk Master himself. Tibbs, what do you think about Funky Flossie?
You know, I really like him, Sills. I think that he connects with a certain aspect of our audience that just, wants to see his high-flying, high-energy moves, and he can really use them to effect. And I think that in the Expiration Chamber, where you can climb, where you can jump, where you can fight like that, is a really good place for him to prove himself.
All right, Tibbs, but we have actually sent one of our top interviewers backstage with Funky Flossie to hear his thoughts ahead of what this might be a career-making match. Let's have a listen.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Honeypot Mick Sad Boy here tonight with the man who is about to take his first trip into the Expiration Chamber in just a few short weeks for the opportunity to win the JWF World Heavyweight Championship. It is the man known as Funky Flossie. Now, Funky, I have to know, what does this opportunity mean to you?
Oh, let me tell you something, baby. Oh, Funky Flossie. Funky just came into this company a few months ago, and he's been searching all over for one thing, and one thing only. An opportunity. An opportunity to get into the ring and show everybody what he's truly made of. Because it ain't all baby oil and bass guitars here for the old funk man. No, it's about proving to everyone in the locker room and to everyone in the JWF universe that I am one of the best, baby. And I'm willing to go through that devilish, hellacious, dangerous structure known as the Expiration Chamber to prove it. And become your next JW. Oh no, it's kind of time, baby!
I'm very sorry. It looks like
Our interview has been interrupted by one of Flossie's opponents in that match.
that man is known as Rat Boy Connor.
Oh yeah, you know that's right, big man. It's the KO, double in, one. And I'm here to tell Funky Flossie a truth that no one's had the balls to tell him until today. When it comes to the Expiration Chamber match, when it comes to facing off against 5 of the most dangerous superstars of the JWF, I gotta let you know right now, Funk Man, you won't win. You won't even make it 5 minutes because you are not a star. You're not famous like the rat boy Connor is. You aren't big and strong like the rat boy Connor is. And I don't have a drinking problem like the rat boy does. I'm sorry. What did you just say to me, you little cretin? Oh, no. I ain't repeating myself, baby. If those little rat ears of yourself couldn't pick up what the funk man was laying down, that's not my fault. But you know something, Connor? I'm happy you are. I'm happy you're here. I really am. Because you're right. I might not walk out of the Expiration Chamber with the JWF Championship over my head. I may not walk out of that PPV holding championship gold, but I will be kicking your ass all across that cage and making sure you're the first one to be eliminated. Because there are a lot of men in that match that certainly deserve that opportunity, baby. And I guess you're just what was left over. Oh my God, Tibbs, strong words from Funky Flossie straight out of the gate. I mean, a lot of times the rat boy Connor, he's got that big personality. He's more than likely to run over someone like that in a promo situation, but Funky seemed to be holding his own. What do you think?
I don't know, Sills. It's like Twitter in real life.
I guess you are right. It was a lot of tweet storming going on between these two. But of course, that's going to get a little bit more physical when they get into the Expiration Chamber match. But it's now time to determine who the sixth man in that match is going to be. But Tibbs, going back to last week, let's not forget there are some bigger stakes in this match than just the concept of if you're in it or not, especially for Blake Tanner, 1/3 of the Dynasty. Last week, Scottye Moore, the leader of the Dynasty, he came out and he said to Blake that he needed to win this match this week. Otherwise, there may be some very severe repercussions for Blake Tanner. And Tibbs, I gotta know, what do you think's going on there with the Dynasty?
Sills, that's pretty cut and dry here. This is Blake Tanner's last chance with the Dynasty. I mean, this is the one where he needs to know if he's going to fish or cut bait. This is the time that he has been mandated by Scottye Moore of the Dynasty. Win or you lose. And I'm talking about much more than just the match, Sills, if you know what I mean.
That's right, and we can see sitting at ringside is the Dylan, one of Blake's confidants in the Dynasty, under strict orders by Scottye to ensure Blake's victory at any cost. Meanwhile, in the corner of Felix Ball is the Lumberjack, that massive 7-foot redwood who has won more matches for Felix Ball than I think Felix has himself. And Tibbs, I gotta say, I know you've got a personal vendetta against Felix Ball after what happened between him and your son Chuck Tibbs just a few short weeks ago at the Regal Rumble.
Sills, I've had a personal vendetta against Felix fucking Ball for decades now. And this is just one in a long list of transgressions. And it's just adding on to Tibbs' shit list.
That's right. Unfortunately, as we announced last week, Chuck Tibbs, after that violent beatdown at the hands of Felix Ball, out for 8 to 10 months. And let me tell you something, that sort of a defeat, that sort of wrecking of a man, if you will, has definitely got to up the ego of Felix the Wrecking Ball. But oh my God! Blake Tanner starting off with a big drop kick trying to take the Wrecking Ball down, but Felix stays on his feet. The Canadian one, the densest man on the planet, staying on his feet. Blake trying for one of those patented European uppercuts, but Felix once again shaking it off. And you can see the aggravation, the anger growing in the eyes of Blake Tanner as he bounces off the ropes. But oh my God, Tibbs, Felix just pouncing, shoulder tackling Blake into the corner. It looks like the boy flew 10 feet, Tibbs.
Oh, that's right, Sills. Felix Ball is standing his ground against what was once known as the silver bullet of the Dynasty, Blake Tanner.
That's right, and things don't seem to be going well for that silver bullet. But wait a minute, the Dylan getting up and distracting our faithful referee, Shibata, as Felix walks over to Blake. But oh, Blake Tanner with a big upper dicker. That low blow finishing move that Dylan is known for. Blake taking it for his own, sending Felix falling to his knees. And let me tell you something, that might be one of the most vicious the vicious upper dickers I've ever seen.
That's good, Sills. He got a real handful on that one.
That's right, Blake looking smug. The lumberjack attempting to pull the Dylan's distracting technique, but Dylan not having any of it, rushing around and taking out the lumberjack, giving him a huge power bomb, sending him spine first in the barricade. The Dynasty are looking ready for victory right now, Tibbs.
100% Sills. This is the position you want to be in a match that's got so much riding on it.
That's right, Blake looking a little bit cocky, backing up, getting ready to deliver that Blake out stomp to the skull of Felix Ball, but no! Felix ducks underneath, rolls up Tanner, rolls up Blake, goes for the pin, 1, 2, ooh, Blake barely kicking out, and you gotta think, Tibbs, that is gonna be playing into the psyche of Blake Tanner, just how quickly it could have ended just like that. I mean, at the end of this, you gotta think he's not just fighting for that Expiration Chamber opportunity, he's fighting for his friendship, his family, he's fighting for the Dynasty right now.
That's right, Sills. It takes a lot of motivation to move a big man like Felix Ball off you like that.
That's right. Now Felix back up to his feet, grabbing Blake Tanner, pulling the man known as the B up to his feet, and a vicious STO sending him to the mat. And Felix now just beginning to pick apart the body of Blake Tanner, much like he did to Chuck at the Regal Rumble. And you got to think this is a dangerous place for Blake to be in.
100% Sills. Once Felix has his horrible Canadian hands on you, it's hard to get away from it. He's just going to tear you apart with it.
And now Felix grabbing that limp body of the man known as the Bee, trying to pick him up, could be going for that gravity well, that move that won him the JWF Captain's Championship. But wait a minute, the Dylan's up on the apron once again, distracting Felix Ball. The Dylan proving to be one of the biggest advantages that Blake has in this match. Now Blake is getting back up to his feet as Felix is jaw-jacking with the Lord of the Smart Side. But oh my God! Blake went for the big drop kick, but Felix Ball ducked out of the way, and Blake just sent Dylan crashing off the apron into the mats below. And Tibbs, the Dylan, looks furious. Blake Tanner, he looks shocked, and Felix Ball is looking for an opportunity as he grabs the shocked Blake Tanner by the throat, lifting him with both hands before delivering the vicious gravity well choke slam, sending Blake into the mat. This is horrifying, Tibbs.
Oh, Sills, that's that one moment of clarity. Felix Ball got out of the ring at the right moment, and it might have just secured him the victory.
That's right, and now Felix actually opted not to go for the pin, and Felix is staring daggers into you, Tibbs. He's staring down at you as he grabs Blake Tanner by the ankle, and he's locked in the captain's hook. That finishing move you were known for, that you innovated, Tibbs. He has got Blake Tanner in the captain's hook, and Tanner is forced to tap. Blake is forced to tap. Tibbs, this is horrifying.
That's so goddamn right, Sills. He's not even doing it well.
That's right, and unfortunately it does look like Felix Ball, thanks to that captain's hook, is now entering the Expiration Chamber match. And Blake Tanner looking furious, holding on to that injured ankle, slamming his fists into the mat, but oh wait, there it is, the Dylan, the compatriot of Blake Tanner coming into the ring and getting directly in Blake's face. Both members of the Dynasty getting into a screaming match, but wait a minute, Blake shoving Dylan away, but Dylan grabbing him once again, leveling him with a big vicious punch. Blake not letting up. Both members of the Dynasty in the ring right now, brawling across the mat. We all knew it was going to break down, Tibbs, but I didn't know it would break bad this fast.
No, Sills, and it looks like Blake Tanner can still go. He's holding his own against the Dylan after that vicious match. It's like he's a man possessed.
That's right, but wait, here he comes. Scottye Moore, the leader of the Dynasty, rushing down to the ring, looking furious at both of these men, pulling apart Dylan and Blake. And Tibbs, let me tell you something. Scottye looks besides himself. He looks disappointed. I honestly don't think Scottye saw a world where Blake Tanner would lose this match tonight. What do you think?
You know, I don't know, still. Seeing Blake Tanner lose like this it's definitely an abnormality.
That's right, but it looks like Scottye's not only disappointed in Blake, but Dylan as well. I mean, you got to think, Dylan's job was to ensure Blake Tanner's victory in this match, and Dylan wasn't able to secure the victory for the Dynasty. So you got to think, it's a very confusing time for Scottye Moore when it comes to his teammates in the Dynasty right now.
Yes, this is a very hard position for Scottye Moore to manage. Neither of the other members are happy, and they both want to take it out on each other.
That's right, but who knows? Maybe we'll hear from Scottye Moore next week. Possibly what that punishment is going to be for Blake Tanner that he alluded to. And then, of course, we've got more fallout from of course, all of the amazing matches we're going to see at the expiration date pay-per-view. We've got to see what's next. We need to hear from the JWF champion himself, Momoa Curry. It's going to be an amazing episode of JWF Monday Night War. And we will see you for that next time on JWF Monday Night War. So Blake Tanner, I don't have a voice for some reason, but it's been a hell of an episode. Yep. What did you learn this week?
I learned that the best dads are Rhodes dads.
And I learned that the only person powerful enough to bring down the president is Eve Torres. So Dylan can be found on Twitter at Dick and Stormy. Blake, where could they find you?
You can find me at Blake A. Tanner on the Twitter. You can find me at the Darkroom Vidya, Vidya, on YouTube. You can find me here on the BS Network on all the podcasts that we do. Fight Boys, A Load of BS, our flagship podcast, and you can hear me as a voice on Deviant.
You were multiple people on Deviant. Don't sell yourself short there.
Many voices.
You linguistic chameleon, you.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at Scottye Moore, SCOTTYEMO. You can find all the shows Blake was just talking about online at aloadofpurebs.com. And of course, as always, remember to support the show. But if you can't do it monetarily, we understand. Just leave us 5 stars on iTunes, Podchaser, wherever you review your podcast. Make sure to leave us a review there. It would mean the world to us. And make sure to tell anybody who you know that loves wrestling to check out the Fight Boys. And as always, you can find us at aloadofpurebs.com. Step up to the merch table at merch.aloadofpurebs.com. Find us on Facebook, donate to the Patreon, subscribe on YouTube, and remember to follow us on Twitter at Fight Boys Show Red Shoes, because when you're a fight boy, you're a fight boy for life!